So, ano yung mga skill sets na kailangan sa pagiging isang network engineer? So, I'll be dividing this into basic and advanced skill sets. Okay? Ang ibig sabihin ng basic skill sets is this is the skill sets that you need to become a network engineer. Ang ibig sabihin naman ng advanced skill sets is you don't need to have this, pero it's a welcome skill set that you need to have. Okay? And it's a requirement for future skill sets that you will be, or future careers that you will be diving into. Yun ang ibig sabihin ng basic and advanced. Basic is para maging network engineer ka or makakuha ka ng trabaho as a network engineer, these are the skills that you need. Sa advanced naman is ito yung mga skill sets na kakailanganin mo in the future for you to progress sa iyong career as a network engineer. So let's talk about yung basic skill sets. Ano yung basic skill sets na una? Ang pinakauna is OSI layer. OSI layer basically explains how data is transferred from one computer to another. From a server to a router, from a router to a switch, from a switch to an end user. May explain mo lahat yan in terms of the OSI layers. Okay, dito dinidictate or dito talaga bine-breakdown ano yung pinagdadaanan ng data mo coming from the program itself all the way, how does your data transfer from the program all the way to the individual cable na ginagamit mo, okay, to connect the pieces together and back into its original form of data. So OSI layer is a very, 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 very important topic that you need to learn by heart. Okay? Being as a network engineer. Okay? It's a very, very important topic. Okay? Diyan mo makikita paano nag-work yung network mo, saan nagkakaroon ng problema, how does your data transform from one device to another. Lahat yan may explain sa OSI layer. Okay? Ano pa? You need to be proficient sa command line interface. Itong screen na nakikita nyo ngayon, may picture dyan. It shows exactly what you will see and what you will be manipulating as a network engineer. Okay? Yan lang ang screen na lagi mo tinitignan. Okay? Sinasabi ko na sa inyo, yan lang ang screen na lagi nyo tinitignan as a network engineer whenever you're trying to change something or trying to route data into another part of your network. Yan, dyan mo siya minamanipulate sa command line interface na yan. Ganun din, you need to also be proficient in the different brands ng networking equipment. Okay? Hindi lang naman si Cisco kasi ang manufacturer ng networking equipment. Marami pa tayong vendors dyan, coming from Huawei, Sophos, ano pa ba yung iba? HP, Dell, may mga networking equipments din yung mga yan. Okay? And many more other brands. So, dapat proficient ka in terms of trying to buy, ano ba yung eksaktong equipment na kailangan mong bilhin for that specific requirement ng network mo. Okay? So, yun yung isang skill sets na kailangan nyo. Ganon din sa pagpili ng type of cable or media na gagamitin mo to interconnect your devices together. So, may tatlo kang flavors. You can use yung copper, fiber optic, or wireless. And syempre, yung tatlong ito, may sub-types yan. Okay? So, meron kang shielded twisted pair, unshielded twisted pair sa copper. Sa fiber optic, meron kang multimode and single-mode fiber optics. Then, sa wireless, meron kang yung different types of Wi-Fi signals, okay, or standards, whether you're using 802.11g or 802.11ac or 802.11ax. You have to have basic understanding of those things. Okay? Kasi this is how data gets transmitted. Okay? Dito dumadaan ang data mo, whether dadaan yan sa copper, fiber, or wireless. Okay. Ganun din, in terms of designing the network, you need to have a good grasp on how to build and design computer networks and how to provision IP addressing for them. Makikita nyo dito sa picture natin, nilagay ko yung core distribution and access layer. You need to know ano yung difference ng mga to, nung tatlong layers na to from each other, and saan siya dapat ginagamit. Saan dapat kinokonekta ang mga users sa tatlong layers na to, saan kinokonekta ang servers, and saan kinokonekta ang internet connections. Okay, may kanya-kanyang location dapat yung tatlong yun sa tatlong layers na to. You will also be dealing more, okay, actually not more, every day, okay, you will be reading IP addresses. Kasi this is how the internet really works and how computer networks work. Okay? They deal with IP addresses. Okay? So you need to be able to manipulate IP addresses and read IP addresses. How does your data move from one part of your network to another by IP addresses? Okay? Itong magiging guideline ng mga computers mo on how to pass data. Okay? IP addressing. Kasi if you have a good grasp of basic network design, okay, you can actually scale yung network mo ng palaki. So, may kita nyo dito, this is a very simple network sa una, then it gets more complicated, pero it's still following the same layers, core, distribution, and access. Then, as you grow your network and lumalaki, yung network nyo naman, lumalaki to habang lumalaki rin yung kumpanya nyo. Okay? It's not a sudden growth na biglang mangyayari. Okay, as your company grows and in your network grows, lumalaki yung network ninyo to something like this. Okay? So, this is where, siguro itong network na to is more into a multinational company already that has offices in sa Pilipinas, sa Singapore, sa Hong Kong, and all of them are interconnected together in one very giant big network. Okay. So, yung network na mini-maintain ko ngayon is a global network. So, meron kaming data centers and networks sa US. Meron din kami dito sa Asia Pacific, sa India, and sa EMEA. Okay, sa Europe. Okay, so meron din kami sa Latin America and China. Okay, so ganun kalaki yung mga networks na mini-maintain ko as a network administrator. And eventually, you will also be maintaining something like something big like this. Okay, as you progress in your career as a network engineer. So, ano pa? You need to have also good grasp of routing protocols. So, you need to know ano ibig sabihin ng RIP, EIGRP, OSPF, ISIS, BGP, ano ang link state versus distance vector protocol, anong path vector protocol. Kasi itong routing protocols na to, this is how really the internet works. BGP is the primary routing protocol of the internet, while majority of companies are either using EIGRP or OSPF to maintain yung data communication sila and how the data goes to what part of the network, okay, via routing protocols. Okay, so you need to have a good grasp of routing protocols. Kasi this is really the basis of the internet eh. How this network works, kung makikita nyo to, yung submarine cable map, how your data moves from one point to another, from Philippines to Spain, from India to the US, routing protocols ang bahala ron. Okay? Primarily BGP. And you need to have a good understanding of that one. Ano naman yung mga advanced skills? Okay? So, yun yung mga skills that are the basic requirements to become a network engineer. Now, let's go naman to the advanced skills. Itong advanced skills, ito yung mga skills na kakailanganin mo in the future as a network engineer to progress yung path mo further and further as you become more and more proficient as a network engineer. Kasi maraming trabaho na magiging open in terms of in the future for you as a network engineer. Hindi ka lang magsistay primarily as a network engineer. You will be actually acquiring more skills that will actually be very helpful in your progression sa career mo. Okay, so as a network engineer, you can level up to become a data center engineer. Okay, so for example, gusto mo mag-maintain ng data center ni Google, ni Microsoft, or ni Amazon. Okay, so network engineers are in charge of those. Okay, yung mga networks na ganun kalalaki. Okay. So, from a network engineer, you level up to become a data center engineer, for example. Okay. Ano pa yung next level of progression mo? You also can become a wireless network administrator. So, basically, Ibig sabihin nito, you become more proficient in knowing how Wi-Fi works. Okay? Hindi yung Wi-Fi sa pagiging isang network engineer, hindi ito yung salpak ka lang na salpak ng Wi-Fi. Okay? Those days are over. Okay? Yun yung mga pang-amateur na network administrator. But as a professional network engineer that specializes in Wi-Fi, you will now understand ano yung mga different signal strengths, ano yung mga different signal types and mga protocols na ginagamit natin, ano ang pagkakaiba ng 802.11ac enabled access point versus an 802.11ax access point, for example. Ano ang ibig sabihin ng 802.11n versus ano yung improvement ng 802.11n, I mean. Okay? And ano yung improvements ng 802.11ac. Okay? So, malalaman mo yan lahat, okay, as a wireless administrator. Yun din, dito mo rin makikita ano ang pagkakaiba ng consumer-based Wi-Fi versus enterprise-grade Wi-Fi. Okay? Bakit hindi tayo masyadong gumagamit ng consumer-based Wi-Fi sa malalaking kumpanya? Ang ginagamit lahat is enterprise-grade Wi-Fi. Ano yung difference ng dalawang ito? Okay? So, dito mo malalaman yon as a network engineer. And if you really dive deep enough, okay, sa pagiging isang wireless administrator, dito mo na makikita or may experience how does the environment affect yung Wi-Fi signal mo? Paano ba tumatagos gaano ba kalakas tumagos ang isang Wi-Fi signal kung gumagamit ka ng simple flyboard na dingding versus a concrete flyboard or a steel deck flyboard. Paano ba ang spread ng Wi-Fi connection for a small room? Paano na-influence, okay, or na-impluwensyahan ng mga gamit sa loob ng isang kwarto ang isang Wi-Fi signal? Dito mo yan nakikita. Okay? Actually, I have a video about this one dito sa aking YouTube channel. You can actually search for that one. Network wireless survey ang tawag. And if you really dive deep enough into wireless, you actually can touch base already in terms of point-to-point links and wireless bridges or wireless links and cellular data communications. Ito yung next level na pwede mong puntahan. Okay? So, you now become an RF engineer, a radio frequency engineer, or a wireless engineer, or a wireless network engineer, or network wireless architect. Okay? Yung nagde-design ka na ng topology ng mga cell towers, paano interconnectivity ng bawat cell tower, mga ganyan. Gaano kalawak ang spread ng LTE signal mo. Okay? Yan. That's another progression sa pagiging isang network engineer. Ganun din sa telephony systems and mobile systems. You now become proficient in terms of voice over IP. Okay, that's another step up sa pagiging isang network engineer. And ganun din in terms of pero ang pinaka malaking step that you can actually take as a network engineer is you can now dive into network security, computer security, information security, cyber security, and basically IT security in general. Okay? So, dito na papasok yung penetration testing, hacking, bug hunting, mga ganyan. Okay? Hindi ko naman sinasabing requirement yung pagiging isang network engineer para makapag-hack ka or para maging isang white hat ka or para maging isang gray hatter ka or black hatter ka. No, I'm not saying that one. You can actually learn how to become a black, a gray, or a white without being a network engineer. Pero if you get network engineering skills first, then you become an ethical hacker or a gray hatter or a black hatter. Mas madali mo siyang maintindihan. Okay? Kasi may background ka na how communication works between the different computers.